That is the goal of things, is for people to leave duality. The constant positive, negative, good, bad concepts that are within your society and the societies around the world have been around for a very long time. The idea of stopping going back and forth between positive and negative and just stopping that cycle and the pendulum swinging and just living in the now, in the is the goal of things. So many people talk about living in the moment, living now. But that requires you to stop worrying about the future and worrying about the past, to release all that energy and to just be right there in the now. It is what the goal of things are to be. As was stated, you are on the threshold of major changes. At the other end of these changes comes a time where there will be 1,000 years of peace, 1,000 years of people being connected with Spirit. And when you are connected with the Spirit, you are in the now. You're in the present, and you are no longer in the duality split of positive and negative. And when you are in the now, that also facilitates the manifestation that we were talking about before, because when it happens in the now, as opposed to being in your swings of polarity, that impedes what happens also. So being in the now may help you manifest things also. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
The next question is from Mark. Why have our spirits chosen to come to this world?
There are as many answers to that as there are grains of sand in the beach. And many people come back for many different reasons. Some people come back because they have karmic debts to pay. Some people come back because they want to experience something new. Some people just come back for the adventure of it because they want to put themselves in, let's say, a body that is not functioning well, and therefore they want to see what that is like. And they're doing it just for the experience of it, as opposed to looking for some sort of spiritual gain from it. Other people have decided to come back now to be here, to go through this change that we have been talking about of consciousness, and to experience what life was like in the old way and in the new way. So there are many different reasons why people have chosen to come back here at this time, and it would depend on each and every spirit to figure out what their reason is, because, as I said, there are so many different ones. Do you understand?
Yes.
The next question is from Shakira. Will we ever get to see peace and harmony during this lifetime?
A time of peace and harmony is on the way. As was stated, there is much turmoil coming before that. There are people who will be able to navigate through all the turmoil and live to see the age of peace that is on the horizon. It will be a marvelous time. It will be a time when spirit will be recognized. There'll be a time when people will live according to the ways of spirit once again. It'll be a time where they will not be looking for a savior God out in the sky. They will be looking to the spirit God within to figure out how to live their life. It will be a time of harmony. It will be a time when people will recognize that in each and every person there is an equal amount of the divine, and it matters not whether the body is male or female, or if it's black or white or yellow or red. Everyone is equal with to each other, and there will become a time when that is recognized, and there will no longer be war on this planet. There will no longer be tyrants who are running things for their own selfish greed. That time is coming. Yes. Do you understand?
Yes.
This question is from Pam. What are the most important things I can do to become a clear vessel so spirit can work through me more easily?
there are several things that can take place, or I should say that better. There are several things that you can do in order to become a clear vessel. The first one is, as was stated before, to go into your closet of prayer and to develop the lines of communication with the Spirit within and the God within, and then open that up into the Spirit without, or outside, I should say. Then also, the other main aspect for that is for each individual who wishes to become a medium, understand the laws of mediumship and understand the part that the mind plays within mediumship, because the mind can create all kinds of roadblocks and barriers through fear. Fear is the biggest block of mediumship. The fear that phenomena won't happen, the fear that I won't look good in front of people, the fear that Spirit won't be there when I need to call upon them. All these fears, which are grounded in the own human mind, come into play, and they are the ones to put up doors and barriers between yourself and the world of spirit. One has to approach being a medium as fearlessly as possible. In the Book of Books, as this instrument often quotes, in the book first chapter of Jeremiah, Jeremiah has a conversation with spirits, and Jeremiah says, I can't be a medium, and Spirit tells Jeremiah that certainly he can, and he gives him instructions that he will be fortified, he will be like a steel door that no one can bring down. And it is that attitude that one needs, one's confidence that when you work as a medium, that you will be there without question and without doubt, to be the instrument. And this is what clears the instrument as what you term a clear channel, one without doubts. The problem is, it's one thing to know about it, and it's another thing to feel it and think it. And that's where the problem lies. But within time, within experience, one learns that there is nothing to fear, that Spirit will be there. But that is not something that can be spoon-fed to a medium. It is something the medium needs to gain through experience and through the rapport that is built up between the Spirit and the individual and the medium. So it is something that a medium needs to know about and then needs to concentrate on in order to make it happen. But it's mainly gained through experience. Do you understand?
I do, thank you. This question is from Sandra. Will there be more harmony between nations and our political system?
That is a kind of difficult question. It's similar to the question of which came first, the chicken or the egg. Theoretically, in the New Age, there won't be political systems. People will not need divisions. People will understand the harmony within different groups of people. There will no longer be nations. It will be humanity as a whole living together. And yes, there will be peace between them. But as far as nations go, that will fall by the wayside, as will institutions that you understand as religion will fall by the wayside. People will understand that true religion is communication to talking to the God within, and therefore they do not need to be in any type of building or do any type of ritual in order to make this happen. It can happen anywhere, just like it used to happen in the open fields, like it used to happen at the caves and in front of trees. It can be anywhere, and there does not need to be any type of name on any type of door of any type of building for it to happen. So all these institutions that you are so familiar with will no longer be there, but yes, people will learn to live in harmony. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you. And the last question. Can you give us some insight into the class warfare and what, if anything, is being done about it and what we can do to help?
This is also part of this upheaval that is happening now. Just as in the other parts of the world where people are clamoring to become more free and rebelling against the tyrants that have ruled their lives for so long. The other type of tyrant that has existed is the tyrant of rich people versus poor people. Yes, there will become a time where all this will also disappear, where there will be people, where people will no longer need to feel the need to have power by having more money than someone else. There will come a time where money is not as important as it is for you today either, for people will go back to a simpler type of living where they are growing their own food and exchanging food and goods and services rather than using a medium of exchange or a commodity or something like that in order to exchange it. You won't need money anymore. You'll be bartering goods. All this is going back. In effect, part of what's happening is that you're going to return to a much simpler time of living without all these conditions that were placed upon you by various tyrants of the world, religious tyrants, political tyrants, the people who wanted to control things because of their own egos. All of this was going to fade away, and you will find a place where people live together in harmony once and for all. Do you understand?
I do. Thank you.
It's been our pleasure for us to address you today and to help give you some answers to your questions. And it is our hope that we will be called upon to do this again in the future. I wish to reiterate once again that much of what was said, or some of what was said, can be a bit frightening to you. And we ask you to sit and sift it out and see how this information agrees with your own soul. And if you feel inspired to make preparations, we would strongly advise you to do so. And if you feel that this is not necessary, then that's the path that you are choosing, and that's okay too. But it is with our understanding that we are not here to dictate what should be done or what you should do, but we are just trying to give you guidance on some insight of things that are coming forward in your point in time as of now. It is again our greatest honor to be here and to speak with you. Our blessings to you today.
Blessings.
Blessings. Thank you.